Good morning. Michael Mazarang here again, consultant for Rhino Design Build. And today I get to do one of my favorite things, speaking with top industry professionals in the trades, people that we trust on our job sites every single week. And I'm excited to be able to introduce one of the top foundation repair specialists in the business. We're going to cover a few topics today, and I hope you enjoy the discussion. Thank you for joining us. And today I've got a good friend of mine, Chris Merman, here today, and I'm really glad to have him. Chris is the owner of Piedmont Foundation Repair, and he is by far the most experienced foundation repair professional you'll find here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And today we want to talk a little bit about geotechnical applications as opposed to the traditional franchisee approach that you might experience in the industry. Chris is an expert in limited access drilling. Also, because we were privileged to work at a geotechnical engineering firm together, we were introduced to some very specific applications and means that are not available to your normal or average foundation repair company. Chris, what would you say? We are a specialty foundation repair company.
Absolutely.
And we, of course, are able to fix any type of challenge on your home. You know, whether you've got a sagging floor system, you need crawl space piers put in your, underneath your house, helical piers put on your house to address settlement issues. That's certainly, a great part of our background. But you also may have some specialty type situations where maybe you have a leaning retaining wall. Maybe you have a situation where access is limited. Chris has the know-how and the capabilities to handle these limited access drilling situations. And this is probably our biggest advantage over just your, run-of-the-mill foundation repair company. Chris, talk to me a little bit about limited access drilling, the application of soil nails and rock anchors and so forth to address like a sagging retaining system or soil improvement type application. Tell me about your experience with those products.
When you have a situation where you have, let's say, not necessarily a basement, but a cellar where it could have been an old coal cellar at one point, or where the old furnace sat in a lot of older homes in the Charlotte area, a lot of times you have bowing or leaning walls, and they continue to deteriorate over time as the pressures increase. We could go in and drill in a series of soil nails or tiebacks, if you will, working only in a very limited area. Generally sometimes, we only have 3 foot of depth to work in, sometimes even, 5 to 6 feet of depth, between a room or a partition or the like. And we can drill an anchor back that can retain that wall guaranteed. And that way you don't have a lot of disturbance and a lot of destruction and everything else that would normally have to, to incur, during a project like that. You could have a bowing basement wall in a full-blown basement, or it could be an exterior retaining wall, retaining, let's say, like a driveway, or you have limited access between a neighbor's property and your own, or something like that. We could go in and drill and grout in an anchor to a soil nail, as you might call it, to retain the earth, and that gives us a huge advantage where we don't need large pieces of equipment or large things that are going to require a lot of space and a lot of access and a lot of disturbance, which is going to come with it. And we can really keep it small and confined, and also because of that, we can also give you a great price in doing that.
That's right. Of course, being the most fun part of this video is to share with you that we do have very competitive pricing. For example, a limited access drilling situation where our competition would have to use a large tractor to egress in and out to perhaps put in a helical tieback through the wall. We're cutting a larger hole, which is more of an impact on the footprint, a lot more damage. Chris has the equipment that can be all done by hand and off of scaffolding, perhaps, all in a limited access way, which is going to save time, speed up the project, and we can do it a lot cheaper. So if you do have one of those situations, you have an older home or you have a failing retaining wall or a settling retaining wall, and you've had a couple of estimates that are really expensive, you give us a call because we can help. This is the basis of our company. We have a network of professionals, brick masons, and especially we have a network of specialty engineers geotechnical engineers that have a knowledge of the soils in the area, and that will actually help us to design the repair. So all of our documentation turnkey would be with engineering direction from start to finish, and you'll have to call us because these people are hard to find. Our network, of course, is a very tight umbrella of the best professionals in the industry. You can't just open up the yellow pages or do a Google search. We are not affiliated with a franchisee. We did away with that many years ago because
Absolutely.
we wanted to emancipate ourselves from having to slam a round peg into a square hole. So we're able to custom design each repair to be suitable for that particular client, that particular situation. On the footprint of the ad applications and means will be set up for you specifically, not what some manufacturer 3,000 miles wants us to sell to a customer. We provide a solution that is proper and cheaper for you. With the drought conditions that we're having, we've already been getting a lot of phone calls, but we certainly anticipate that this may continue. So if you have one of these, even if you have a routine foundation repair problem, we'd still love to hear from you. If you have a really complex situation where you just don't know who to call, we'd appreciate a phone call.
Reach out to us. Feel free.
My name's Michael Mazarang. My phone number is 704-787-6972. You get the benefit of our combined experience, and hopefully that will help you to get to the end of your challenge.
Absolutely.
And we look forward to hearing from you hopefully very soon. And we do thank you for watching this video today. Take care.